B, Pistol Pete, Rich B, Unit 4. Hope y'all are all well. And we will crank it off here in just a minute. Got Dirt Track in the house. Yep, and I guess some people forgot, but last week, I was in Detroit for a meeting. So I flew there and it was evening dinners and, at the bar and stuff like that with customers. So, yeah, and it is an hour ahead. So I wanted to sneak out and do the chat, but unfortunately, work called. So had to get that done first. But yeah, we've got some stuff to talk about. And of course, if y'all have any things y'all would like to talk about, this is kind of open tonight. I don't have a separate thing we're going to talk about. We're just going to kind of get into everything. Hello, Ranger 10. How are you? And tonight we are drinking Bullet. So I got a big old glass of Bullet. So bars with customers, wink, wink. Yep. We had dinners and, I was huffing around there. What's up, Harry's Holsters? How are you? Yeah, we've got stuff flying around and it is yellow. So it, we got the yellow stuff on the trucks and stuff like that. But I'm not allergic to pollen, but it can fire up my sinuses a little bit. But I did do a lot of walking last week. Excuse me. Did do a lot of walking last week. I took my little roller walker. I didn't take the grandpa walker. Took the roller walker and I walked 5 miles in 4 days. So I tracked it on my phone, in my pocket. So I was moving my legs. So the legs in the evening was the ankle was swollen really bad, the calf and the knee. So had to, at night I'd get in the bed and, kind of call it a night as early as possible and to get that swelling down. But that's to be expected. I went from 0 to freaking turbo mode. So figured it was going to happen, and it did. Also, I got a little sneak peek. Something I've been testing for way before I got hurt. I was testing it on guns, and now it is available for purchase. So I'll kind of show you my prototype that I was testing, and then I'll show you what is available now. So, and it is available for sale. I'm not selling it. It's not my personal product, but it's a good friend of mine, and it is made in Texas. So we'll get into it in just a minute. Yeah, Rich B, I was actually able to get around pretty good with that roller walker. If I wouldn't have taken that, it would have been misery. I'm just being honest. My little orange roller walker thing, that thing was a godsend. Worth every penny I paid for it. Didn't sit down, on the little seat. I just chugged it out. I did a lot of standing, and I found out later, that's the worst thing for blood clots is standing because everything goes down in pools. So it is kind of what it is. But, I'm fine. Went to PT yesterday morning for the first time in a week because I was out of town. They bent me up real good, but, not a problem. So we're just chugging on. What's up, Looney Tune? How are you, man? How long has it been now post-op? Well, I haven't actually had haven't had the ACL surgery yet. I've only had the blood clot upper removal in the thigh. And what's it been? Maybe 3 months from that, but they couldn't get the, blood clots from the knee down. So yeah, I told Harry that I was going to do that as a joke. Mount my 308 on there, and they didn't have that. What's up, Trigger Bar? How are you, man? Trigger Bar is my only channel member. Yep, he is my only channel member, and I appreciate him for that very much. Hello, Trexter. How are you? Glad y'all are in the house. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Saw a ton of customers. There's probably about 400 plus people there. Gave away an award to one of my customers, so I went up, did a little presentation. Wasn't that big of a deal. So that was pretty cool too. And like I said, it was just great to see everybody. It's been a long time. I've talked to them on the phone since this, but hadn't been able to kind of get out and get in the mix. So that was a lot of fun. And of course, everybody wanted to hear this story, and I was just like, no offense, but I've told this story way too much. I'm just going to give you the quick synopsis. But anyway, everybody was glad I was there, and had been wondering about me. So definitely it was fun to get into the real world and kind of get back in the groove a little bit. Because man, staring at these walls, whew, hasn't been fun. So I definitely enjoyed it. Had some good food. This hotel, they had a really good restaurant, and they had a French toast, and I never had this. It's a French toast breakfast sandwich with Texas toast, and man, it was huge. Bacon, egg, cheese on French toast with powdered sugar on the top and syrup all over the bottom. So it's pretty crazy. It was awesome. Yeah, there you go, Ranger. I fell, got hurt, period. Yeah, I know. You should make up a John Wick sort of story. No, I'm not a fibber. I don't lie. Hey, A Barnes. Yeah, hit that thumbs up, everyone. I really appreciate it. Yes, Trigger Bar. I'm definitely looking forward to it. This weekend was Easter, so we had a big family deal planned at my mother-in-law's house. Took my mother over there, so it was great. We had the grandbaby. It was a lot of fun. So I'm really wanting to go to the range this weekend for sure. I'm definitely going to try. So we're going to see. I probably will take the roller walker, throw it in the back of the truck, and just use my cane, to get it out and everything. But that way I can kind of throw my range bag, my Lynx range bag on the seat and push it in. Um, because carrying it, trying to walk with a cane, that probably wouldn't go over too well. So let's see here. Yeah, it was actually. I mean, I don't really eat McDonald's, but it was. Yeah, it was pretty much gourmet, Harry, kind of in a way. Taylor Brown says, "Hope everything's going well. Did you see the new RXM full size grip coming soon with the owner of Flux leaked they're making a chassis for it?" I did see that, and that does look really cool. So I think, yeah, I think that it is pretty cool. And I figured they would before Magpul did. Somebody would, but that is pretty cool. DB says CZ Shadow Carry. Actually, what I have tonight is the Shadow Systems CR920XP. So it's actually right there. So I can just grab it off that little table right there. Yeah, my cane is an SBR. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Oh, no, I did not see that CRS Firearms is being released from prison. No, I didn't see that, Trekstar. Wow, good. Oh, he put his, well, no offense, he ran his mouth quite a bit, and I'm not knocking the guy or anything like that. But man, he said even when all this stuff was going on way back when, there was a lot of things he should have shut his mouth about. Oh, there's a new. Yes, I did see that. It's the new CZ Carry coming out. It's got the hooked trigger. It has a firing pin block and a decocker. So I did see that. Yeah, they're calling it the CZ Carry, so Shadow 2 Carry. I'm not interested in it. I mean, decockers are cool for a lot of people, but basically, I prefer a safety because I carry it. And what's crazy, and a lot of people don't believe it, but I carry it in the quarter cocked with the safety off. So that's the OG way of carrying a CZ, and that's the way I always carried them. But I do like I do like the kind of the bigger safety on the side just for a thumb ledge, just to ride my thumb on, like a 1911 or 2011. Gideon's said, just got my DWX Compact recently, favorite pistol I've ever owned. That's awesome, man. Yeah, they're great pistols. He loved Coda Boy 32 like a dad. I think Coda liked him a little bit. Yeah, no, that'd be cool. Hello, Norwood. How are you? Exactly, trigger bar. It's exactly like your PO1. It has the hooked trigger. It's just in the Shadow 2 frame, which I do prefer the Shadow 2 compact frame over the PO1 personally. But it's the decocker, the hook trigger, just like what you have, unless you were to Cajuниze it or something like that. Tanfoglio has a much better system. I mean, it's very similar. You can do more because I've got the Eric Graffel in my Tanfo stock too. I've got the Eric Graffel trigger, hammer, the full kit, and it's a little lighter in the single action, but a little heavier in the double action than the CZ. But however, there's like 3 different triggers you can put in the CZ Shadow 2. Cajun Gunworks, Apex, they all make them, where you can kind of pick what you want. So, been seeing the metal SARs going cheap. Yeah, SARs are going cheap, period. Um, but I do want to go ahead and talk about this real quick. I've been testing, the firing pin, yeah. I've been testing, I have to cover this part up, or because I was testing some different revisions. But I don't know how well y'all can see that, but this is the Vendetta gun lube, and it's made by Apex Lubrication, and they're actually out of Texas, but it's called Vendetta. And I bought this bottle. He gave it to me in just a regular bottle, and I bought these needle bottles. And I've been testing it for quite a while, even before I was injured. I ran it on 2011s, the Shadow Systems, the CZ Shadow 2 Compact. I ran it on a ton of guns, so you can see there's quite a bit missing out of it. But anyway, you don't have to use a lot with this. That's the cool thing about the Vendetta. But that's the prototype bottle. So I was running that, and they actually have it for sale now, and it's in this. So I don't know how well you can see it, but it is called Vendetta, and it's Apex Lubricant, and they're made in Midland, Texas. It's made by an oil company, so they definitely know the oil. It's got great viscosity. The good thing is it doesn't burn off. I did crack this one open. I just got these today, but I did crack this open. In the bottle, after you crack it, it actually has this type, so it doesn't have a needle, but it does have a little applique, and it's kind of a small hole, so you're not going to dump it out. But I think these are kind of cool. I like that the way, you can carry these, because they're smaller, they're not the big fat bottles. But this oil is legit. I've ran it in my AR, the 300 Blackout, and I ran it suppressed, unsuppressed, and it doesn't really burn off. Matter of fact, even after I shot my 2011s and my CZ Shadow 2 Compact a shitload, it didn't burn off. Matter of fact, when I pull them out now, it's still on there. And the good thing about this particular oil is it actually moves. Like if you build up carbon and stuff like that, it kind of floats the carbon to the back. It doesn't like stay all kind of gunked up. So after you treat it, originally you just wipe it down, put this oil on it. It actually holds better than my Lucas Extreme, and I was a big Lucas Extreme fan, just so y'all know that. I think I've talked about that many times, but I'm actually super impressed with this, and it's not that expensive. I believe this is a 1 ounce bottle. Yeah, it's 1 ounces, but I mean, there's quite a bit in here. You're talking about oil, and again, you don't have to use very much of it. But anyway, if you're interested, it is the Apex Lubrication, and it's the Vendetta. So, but I do want to keep testing this more. But I was super impressed with the, other one that I had, and this was kind of the prototype. But again, I think I was running it like 2 or 3 months before I got hurt. So, and I put a ton of rounds through these guns. So, but yeah, y'all can kick these people off if they jump on and start doing dumb stuff. Oh, is it showing reversed? Is that what it's showing? Oh crap. I didn't know that it was showing reversed. I'm sorry. Apex Vendetta. I didn't know this showed reverse. I've never, sorry about that if it did. Oh man, Frog Lube is shit. I am not a Frog Lube fan. And I'm sorry if somebody likes it. I'm not hating on you. But I am not a Frog Lube fan. That shit gums up and turns into wax. It's horrible. or it was for me. Let me catch back up here. Hello, Vanessa Kitty. How are you? Need another drink. But anyway, if anybody's interested in it, and just so you know, the buddy of mine that is involved in this is Threat Cadre. So y'all all know him and love him. They've done burn downs. And just so you know, they've already got military contracts on this. I'm not going to say with who because it's not my, and when I have Greg on, if he wants to talk about it, I plan on having him on in about a week or so. But if he wants to talk about it, that's cool. But there are a lot of groups and things like that, contracts that are using this, and they're super impressed with it, running it suppressed, non-suppressed. They've done burn downs on it, high burn downs. I haven't done that yet or anything like that, but they have, and it proved out really, really well, really, really great. So far, I'm really loving it. I'm not trying to push a product on y'all. If y'all want to, I don't make any money on it. If y'all want to buy it, buy it. But I just wanted to kind of tell you what I'm using now because everybody asked. But I'm a believer in this product, so that's why I recommend it. So there you go. Hello, Indy Irish. How are you, man? Yep. Actually, I was in Michigan, Detroit, Michigan last week. I was literally right. I took a picture and there was the Canadian flag. So I was right there. I was downtown. So anyway, I was in your stomping grounds. Matter of fact, I was going to go try to get together with my boys at Lock Grips because they're in Michigan, but they were like, I think it was like almost 2 hours away, and we just couldn't make it work out. I was talking to the guys there, and I'm like, damn, man, I wish y'all were closer so we could get together and, but it just didn't work out this time, but maybe we can next time. So, no, Pistol Pete, I haven't been to the range yet. That is, like I said, I've been kind of prepping for that because that is going to be a lot of standing because I don't want to just go for 30 minutes. Y'all know me, I like to shoot, and it's been forever. So I want to go and definitely make use of my time, but anyway. Rich B says, does the Shadow 2 Compact need to be run wet from your experience? Not like a 2011. No, it doesn't need to be. You just put some in the rails. I put some in the trigger spring, the hammer spring in the back, just a little dab there, and the trigger spring. Put some on the barrel, just a little bit, and then I kind of wipe it with my finger. So, I mean, it's pretty standard. But no, I don't over wet it or anything like that. I really only over wet them on 2011s, 1911s when they're tighter tolerances and I'm breaking them in. That's when I run them a little wet. I don't run them wet so it slings off on me. Not that damn wet. No, I didn't slip on the bed of my truck. I actually passed out and fell, but... Oh, Laston Bliss, how are you doing? I guess he is... Yep, there you go. How are you, sir? Let me catch back up. CZ's like some lube. They will run dry, but yeah, and like I said, I don't run them dry. And that's the good thing about this. Like I said, on my Lucas, I'd go to the range with the Shadow 2 Compact, and I would lube it, but not over lube it, and it would be dry afterwards. I'd put it in the safe because I don't clean guns all the time. I'm not that guy. Used to be way back in the day, but I'm not anal about cleaning guns. And when I started using this, I'd pull it out afterwards and it still have lube on it. So I'm just like, damn, and I was using about the same amount of lube. Bail Bondsman, do you have a wig? P367? No, you're probably talking some crap. Yeah, I guess somebody kicked your ass off. Like I said, if y'all need to delete these people, please do. I appreciate y'all. Everything better when wet. Yes, that's true. And the good thing about this particular oil, I did some homework on it and stuff like that, because of course I come from automotive, aviation, stuff like that. But it doesn't have really any fillers. Some oils have fillers, which can create burn off. This has no fillers, so it's the real deal. That's a good thing about this too. But yeah, and like I said, I was interested in getting the Ruger, the RXM as well, but not with the 19 regular grip. It's just too small. So, and I mean, I've got money. Just so you know, I got a little stack that's been burning a hole, but it's been in the safe, and I want to buy something, but if I could buy something, like that RXM where it comes with a 19X type frame already, that would be great. And then, maybe the Icarus and maybe the Flux, blah, blah, blah. I wonder how long, Harry's saying, I wonder how long Locke's CNC last. That G10 is abrasive stuff. Yeah, who knows? I mean, I know that I think they got another machine. Matter of fact, Impact Machine got another machine too. They added another machine. Said I'm keeping them busy, I guess. Alaska Ballistics, it's the new Vendetta Apex lubricant. Brett Cadre, they have a company where they're making this, and it's made in Texas. And it's called Vendetta. So, and you just go on, you can look up Apex Vendetta or Google it, and it pops up. I think it's like $10. It's not super expensive, but man, it's slick. When you feel it, I kind of did the finger test, just for viscosity, because that's what used to do with racing engines when I would run like Royal Purple and stuff. I'd put a little bit in my fingers and just kind of rub it, and then put it in my fingers, and I'd rub different ones. This shit's really slick. So I'm pretty impressed with it. SIG telling people to carry empty chamber now. Yeah, I told you about that. It's in the freaking owner's manual. Yeah, that's stupid as shit. Yeah, actually, Alaskan Ballistics. If you go on, you can actually. They even have they have a formula that will go 40 below, and Greg's got a video on it specifically for Alaskan troopers and stuff, because they wanted something that would, or not just for them, but for counterterrorism and stuff like that, because he's doing a lot of the contracts. But they wanted something that would withstand cold. So he's got a video where it's 40 below, and the gun is frozen, and they're shooting it. So they already have a video on YouTube about that, but that's not the dominant one they're doing here. But yeah, it probably would work where you are for sure. But yeah, oh, and if you need lock grips, I'm not pushing them or anything, but I was, I really wanted to see the guys last week, because hell, I wasn't that far away, and that doesn't happen very often. So, but you can use my code BJGG10, all caps, if you want to get something. Ranger saying, I love my SIGs, but their responses lately have been crazy stupid. Yeah, they're completely ignorant with the shit they're saying. When they come out and say, oh, you're anti-2A if you don't do this about us and all this other shit, why would you do that to your people? I mean, we're freaking gun guys. Why would you, I just don't understand that, but whatever. There's a lot of shit I don't understand about them. And they hate me, so, SIG and I do not get along, but like I said, I know a lot of y'all have SIGs, and that's cool. I'm not bashing them too hard, but I am not a SIG fanboy at all. They've pissed me off way, way too much. I've had too many failures with them, and I'm not buying any more of their shit. The only SIG I own right now is the P322, and I actually enjoy it. Bone T said this dude could be 40 or 400. Maybe I'm close to 400. Yeah, and I mean, there's nothing, and you're exactly right, Alaskan Ballistics. There's nothing wrong with their metal guns, the 226s, 229s. I mean, those are proven. They've been out forever. And the old, of course, German SIGs, I mean, they're legit, the old metal ones. But all this polymer wonder stuff, I'm out on it. Yeah, Ranger, you get them, man. You get them. I appreciate you, because I'm trying to do this a little bit differently, where I'm sitting at the desk. And this is one thing, when I came home, I wanted to sit at the desk more than sit in the damn recliner. I'm just tired of that fucking recliner, excuse my language. Big J, I'm looking for a one owner 2011 5.0 F-150 tomorrow to replace my much older Ram. What should I be looking for? On a 2011 5.0 F-150, I would look for the rear main seal. Is it 4-wheel drive or 2-wheel drive? If it's 2-wheel drive, or either way, I would look for the rear main seal. That's between the engine and the transmission. You know, some people don't know the terminology, so I'm just throwing it out there. I would look for that. If you can get it up on jack stands, I would check the backlash and the rear differential. You know, you want to check play. If you can get the rear axle up off the ground, you want to check backlash. Um, you know, they're not bad trucks at all. I mean, I am not knocking them. They're actually great trucks. I would say rear main seal, water pump, and rear axle. Those are probably your most common, other than electrical on the interior. But I mean, they're great vehicles. You know, every manufacturer has little quirks, but I would say those are. You also want to check to see the last time they changed the spark plugs. They could tell you, oh, I just changed them. Because with the heads, the coil packs that go down into the heads, if they haven't been changed, the coil packs can actually freeze onto the spark plugs. You're not really going to pull them apart, but depending on if you're buying it from an individual, they probably have service records. So I would ask to see if they have service records and who's been maintaining it. So I would stay away. You know, I would climb under it for sure, and I would look for the oil filter to see if it's got a quickie lube oil filter, because if it does, they don't have poppet valves in them. Everything bleeds down to the pan. If they've done it at the dealer, you're going to get the factory oil filter, which does have a poppet valve. So the poppet valve closes, keeps oil at the top of the head so it doesn't ever drain down. You know, there's things I look for, and of course, accidents. When you pop the hood, you're going to look for all the bolts, the bolt heads to see if they've ever been removed, door bolts, fenders. I mean, if you really want to get meticulous, well, you probably don't have access to one. You can get a paintometer where you can check paint thinness. I would look for discolorations in paint. That's usually a dead giveaway. It's been wrecked or repainted. And Carfaxes sometimes won't show that shit. So let me catch back up. Pranic saying Big J, wise like Gun Yoda. No, I'm older and I've had experience with some of this shit. So, you know, I am not the know-all, trust me. The coil packs were changed recently. Okay, so if they did the coil packs, then that's a good thing. If they did the coil packs, then they probably did the plugs as well. I think I get a lot of kids on here, and I am not kid friendly, just so you know. That's noted, that no kids are allowed, 18 and older, but it is what it is. Yeah, and Lynn Holt's correct about that. You know, I always look if it has factory glass or not, but some don't. Even when I get windshields replaced, I always go back with factory glass. I request the manufacturer's glass. I don't short out on the glass. I'm good with paint, yeah. Yeah, I would just give it a really good look over. You know, don't be afraid to climb under it, because that's what you're doing. I would just give it a really good look over. What's the best affordable 2011 10 millimeter? Probably a Tanfo. Tanfolio makes a really good affordable metal one. I wouldn't go with a polymer one personally. Well, I mean, I know a lot of people like them, XDs and stuff like that. That's cool, but I would go for the Tanfolio Ultimate. I believe it's called the Ultimate or Performer or something like that. It's pretty badass. The price on it is really, really good compared to a lot of 1911s, but this is a 2011. I mean, I'm sure there's some cheaper ones out there, but Tanfo, you can't go wrong with that one. Yeah, it looks like we got another little wire your eyes. Yeah, my eyes, I guess they're crooked. I don't know. Get him, Ranger. Appreciate you, buddy. Let's have another drink for Ranger. He's doing a hell of a job. Isn't Grishon and Rock Island the only 2011s? No, Tanfo has a 2011 too, and I've played with it. I've shot the 10 millimeter Tanfo. I think it's the Ultimate. I think is what it's called. It's got it's drilled to have an optic, mount put on it. It's freaking awesome. That thing is awesome. What's up, Brian? How are you, man? No YouTube notice. YouTube hates me, man. YouTube hates me. What do you think of the changes made in the CZ? They're still going to have the one that I have, but yeah, they're making the carry version. It's not like we were talking about a little bit earlier. I don't like the hook trigger. I don't really care for the decocker because when you have the decocker, it takes away from the trigger, the great trigger, because it's a decocker. So, but I mean, for the people that want that, I think it's a great option. But kind of the PO1 already has that, other than the Shadow 2 compact frame, which I do prefer over the PO1 personally. Yeah, Ranger's the man. He's got that on lockdown. I missed that. I thought they were all CZ75s. Well, the CZ75s take the CZ75 mags. So, any thoughts on the Springfield Kuna? I actually think it's kind of cool, honestly. I've watched videos on it. I haven't played with it or haven't shot it, but I think it's kind of cool for the price point. But yeah, I mean, if you're looking for a small PCC, that could be a really great option. I was actually interested in it, getting it in a 9mm can for the first time. Do you think we'll see any, Harry is saying, do you think we'll see any interesting releases from NRAM in Atlanta? Because I know it's in Atlanta. Man, I don't know. I mean, I keep thinking we're going to see a couple of things, but I don't think it's going to be like, tons and tons of stuff. I just really don't. And if it is, it could be like some optics and some accessories and things like that. But I just don't see a huge lineup of people dumping out stuff at NRAM. But maybe, who knows? I think they would have kind of blown their load at SHOT Show. But, maybe they didn't get stuff done in time for SHOT Show, so they could release it at NRAM. But I guess we'll all see. What's up, Scott? How are you, man? I have to type in, let's see here. Pranic says I have to type in channel and click on videos, never get notifications. Yeah. And I put the notification out there. I mean, I'm sure it's YouTube. I'm shadow banned. I have been for quite a while. So, nothing new. Brian is saying the changes made by CZ isn't anything I've ever needed. Yeah, and I mean, like I said, a lot of people really want the, apparently Mac does. He's all concerned about having a firing pin block, which you don't have on 2011s or 1911s. And he said he was a big 1911 guy, so I don't know. And he wanted a decocker, so now I guess he's going to get one. Indy Irish says, what 9mm cans would you consider? I mean, I really like Q a lot. I mean, I've had really great luck with mine, my Trash Panda, so would probably look at something like that. I would probably just have to go down the 9mm rabbit hole, honestly. I don't have a lot of experience with the 9mm cans. I'm just being honest with you. I'd probably reach out to Harry and ask his opinion on some, because he's got some. And then just kind of do some homework on it myself, honestly. I mean, other than Q, I don't have a lot of experience with 9mm cans, so I just don't want a big one, if I do get one. Like I said, I got an envelope laying over there on the table it's got some pretty good amount in it. I got some good Christmas money. I got some, gift card money. I mean, I got a good little stash over there, so I can't wait to buy a couple of things. I mean, I already bought the new Cloud Defense, what is it, the ELP, their new light, but I didn't know it was going to be delayed until freaking August. But I pre-ordered that the day it came out. For the pre-order, I was set up for it, so I already pre-ordered it, paid for it. But, when it comes out, I'll have it. So, but I definitely want to buy something. I just don't know what it is yet. Yeah, I saw the new Mossberg. Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, I mean, for somebody looking for something like that, I think it's pretty cool, but I probably wouldn't get it myself. Yeah, I mean, Somerset makes good shit. Brian says, I got your notice and clicked remind me, but no message to actually remind me from YouTube. Doesn't surprise me. Oh, yeah, of course, Pistol Pete. Yeah, Mac is kind of that way. Yeah, Harry, I was thinking about that too, the Microtech. I was thinking about that too, because I know that you played with it, and of course I know Ray too, and I thought about, supporting those guys. I thought it'd be a cool can. Not saying I'm gonna get it, I was just kind of thinking about playing around with it. Oh, Scott's saying it's going to be longer than August. Well, I get it when I get it. I mean, I've got plenty of weapon lights. I really like Cloud Defense way over. Well, anyway, won't get into that. He banned me. The other mod light banned me on freaking. They banned me on Instagram when I used to do Instagram because I said something that they didn't like. But, you know, he seemed like a bitch to me personally. Concealed carry with can on, yeah. Hello, Chris from the 740. How are you, man? Long time no see, brother. Sorry I've been a little inactive on your channel. I've just been super busy. But yeah, check out Chris from the 740. But like I said, I've got the Apex Lube, the official, non-prototype Apex Lube. So I'm going to be lubing up some guns since I haven't shot them, and I'm going to be going to the range. There are three. I listed them. There are three I really, really want to shoot. So these are my plans for the first three. I'll probably carry one of them. Is the Shadow Systems CR920XP, the Shadow 2 Compact, and my Staccato C2. Those are the three I really, really want to shoot as far as 9mm. I want to shoot 22, but the first batch is going to be 9mm. So I will take those three guns. Brian says, I think Mac actually gets off with criticizes a gun and the manufacturer makes a change that may or may not be because of his negative comments about a particular gun. He's an narcissist. Yes, I agree. I agree. I will be going to, well, Texas Gun Experience in Grapevine, Texas. Your mic is clipping a bit at times. It's actually on my phone. I didn't know that it was doing that. I'm not running a separate mic, but probably because I'm touching the damn screen, so that could be what it is. I'm sorry. And it might be me. I mean, I'm dipping snuff and drinking whiskey, so who knows? Got me some dips in. Bad habit. Don't do it. But those are the three that I really want to shoot. The Staccato C2, I haven't shot in a long time, so I really, really, really want to shoot that. And the Shadow 2 Compact, of course, it's a fun gun. I love it, but I'm really wanting to shoot a 2011, and I want to shoot the C2. The audio clipping was just me, huh? Oh, okay. Well, maybe it was something with YouTube. Who knows? We got 44 people on and 20 thumbs up. Y'all smash that thumbs up. I appreciate it so much. But yeah, I've got ammo ready. I mean, I've got to load up one of my Lynx range bags, so I'll load it up, start loading it up as we go, so I can throw some stuff in there. Yeah, I saw that the PSA has the Gen 1 17Ls for $480. Yes, I do, Harry. That's why I was sending you that stuff. Staccato's closing out the CS. They had it's the short CS, not the 4-inch. So what is it, the 3.7-inch or something like that? Yeah, they're closing those out. I mean, they've got the DLC barrels, the stainless barrels. I mean, they're closing out the flat trigger, the curved trigger. So I'm just like, damn. But I haven't seen any 4-inch. So I don't know if they're completely going off a different path now or what, but I didn't think I thought they were going to go towards the CS, not away from it. So that was kind of weird. Let's see here. Big J, can you turn your ceiling fan off and see if it improves the audio? I can't. I mean, I'd have to waddle over there with my cane, so sorry about that. Yeah, I love my 17L. I've got it in that Recover Tactical 2020 Recover Tactical setup. I mean, it works great for me. It's like it was made. It's like my made in heaven for that thing. I can fold it, get it really small, throw it in the bag. I mean, and of course, put the big stick in it if I need to. I mean, it's a great setup. And that's one of the things I was talking to Harry about, even trying to, maybe suppress that for like a little bag gun. But I would want a suppressor, a 9mm that, maybe is that long and maybe I can shorten it or just get a short one, a good quiet short one if there is one. I was going to do some homework on that and see if that might be a possibility. Because trust me, I'm used to weight, and I know now they're way less of a weight. So that's not a big deal to me. So yeah, imagine me saying little. But oh, what's crazy, man? When I was in Detroit, it was like, oh yeah, I'll have Buffalo Trace, neat. And they were like, oh, that's our premium. I'm like, it's freaking Buffalo Trace. I'm like, that ain't premium. But anyway, they charged me a premium price. Had some expensive bar tabs from customers, but I'm used to it, not a big deal. But I did have some of my guys split up some of the tabs. But yeah, I'm interested in trying their new applique. And I wish they could have thrown a needle on here, but I think this one will work pretty well. So I think that'll work pretty well. At least it has, a nozzle on it. That's a good thing. Thanks, Alaskan. I appreciate you, buddy. Thunderbird. Yeah. Whew. Man, I remember that shit. Wolverine suppressors and the company that makes them. Harry's saying, I hope bourbon becomes less popular, so decent bourbon becomes available again. Who knows? I'm doing great, Andrea. How are you? I might be your grandpa. Who knows? Damn, man, I wish I had some more of that. That's gone. Ranger got him. Boom. Out the door. Got 34 in the house and 23 thumbs up. Y'all smash that thumbs up. But yeah, I'm excited about going back into the gun store, not just to shoot, but I'm excited about going in there and looking around and seeing what they have physically in the store. Because Texas Gun Experience, they have some really nice, unique stuff. The Jacob Gray 2011 Hex seems pretty cool too. I don't have any experience with those. I've played with them in the store, but never actually shot one. But the Hex does look pretty nice. It's more aggressive, which I'm about aggressive grips. I don't like slick grips. Yeah, Dead Air. Yeah, I've got the Dead Air. What is it? The 22. I can't remember the damn name of it. Dead Air Mask. Yeah, I've got the mask. Freeze your credit card before you go to TGE. Yeah. No, like I said, I like going in there looking around. So yeah, I'm sure I'll buy something. No, it won't be credit card. I'll be paying cash. But yeah. Oh, and I've got to get a new battery in my company truck because I haven't driven it at all. It's been sitting and I've been going out to start it, but the battery took a shit. So anyway, I had to get a new battery put in it. I had to get a new battery put in my truck too. And I got an Interstate, of course. I always try to go for Interstate. I love their batteries. But yeah, so I got a new interstate for my truck about what, 2 weeks ago, something like that. Before I went to Detroit, I drove to the interstate store, and I was just like, they actually have an interstate store um, fairly close to me, like 15 miles away. So I had the wife drive, and I was in the passenger, went up there, and they were like, hey, we'll throw it in there for you for free. And I was like, it's easy to do it, of course. It's only a 10 millimeter for the two post and for the plate in the bottom. But I was like, yeah, you can throw it in there. And of course, I watched him because I'm just that guy. I didn't tell him what to do. But anyway, he did a good job on it. So got that thrown in there. And the other battery had warranty on it, but screw that battery brand. It's freaking made by Exide and they suck. So I only buy Interstate when I can. So I'm going to take the company truck up there and throw an Interstate in it as well. But I'm a big believer in Interstate batteries. Yeah, I always, if I can pay cash, I always try to pay cash. Some places won't take cash, but, and if I do put it on a credit card, I try to pay it off or, just pay it instantly, get rid of it. I don't like floating a note, so to say. And I've got that cash and gift card stuff that, I want to use that anyway. So we got 32 in the house and 23 thumbs up. But anything y'all want to talk about? Is there anything that y'all have seen that's super exciting that you're like, oh my God, I want to buy that? Because, as far as anything super exciting out there, I haven't seen anything super exciting yet. But again, what I was saying is Impact Machine brought in another CAD machine, another milling machine because they've been so busy. So I thought that was awesome. Scott sent me a picture of them. The machine was on the 18-wheeler. So I was like, damn, that's pretty sweet. And if you want to do any milling or custom work or trigger kits or anything, Impact Machine, you can use my code as well. BJGG10, all capitalized. I'll save you 10% off. Optic plates, milling, custom builds, anything that they do, they'll save you some cash. Yeah, that's kind of like, man, I still have probably the best bourbon or whiskey or whatever I have is probably that I have on hand right now. And I don't think it's super highfalutin as I have Blanton's. That's probably the top tier shit I have right now. Because like I said, I really dwindled my collection way, way down. I got tired of buying all that shit and stocking all that shit. So I gave a bunch of it away a long time ago. Yeah, Ben Stoker does have some good stuff he shares. He's entertaining too. When he starts dissing on other companies, I think it's kind of funny sometimes. But yeah, he's a good guy to follow and watch. He kind of says what's on his mind too. He doesn't really hold his tongue. That's what I like about him. The Canic Prime. Yeah, I've watched reviews where people love it, and some people are like, I don't really think, So what I wanted to do was get it to try it against the Shadow System CR920XP. But I've already seen reviews where people are comparing it, and I know it's got great features for the price point. You kind of can't beat it. But they're like, yeah, it's not as flat as the Shadow System. So not saying I wouldn't shoot it, but I'm probably not going to buy it. I would say guilty. Let me catch back up here. I tried to share that with Big J when he jumped off the truck. Yeah, and Pranic, I still have your box of stuff too in the back of my truck. So I need to get that to you soon. I hadn't forgot about you. .43X Ramjet is delayed till June. Damn, Trigger Bar, I thought you'd have that quicker. Crap, that sucks. Yeah, because I want to see what your opinion on that is. So like I said, man, those guys, I mean, they make great products. I love that freaking Ramjet on my 19X. I really, really do. They did a great job on that. Yeah, matter of fact, I was in the truck yesterday morning when I was going to my PT, and I looked in the back and I'm like, damn, there's that box for Pranic, and it's got a bunch of stuff in it. So anyway, you'll probably be excited, or hopefully you will be when you get it. I saw QVO's video where he built that Icarus Precision green. I didn't watch the video, I just saw the thumbnail. But where he built that SIG, and it looked pretty cool. Got a posse now kicking libs. Yeah, you go, Ranger. You were the man. I'm glad I gave you a wrench, man. You were all over that. Trigger Bar says I asked Radio on Easter, and now they got mad at me on Instagram. I said it's April. Where's the Ramjet? Well, hopefully they can get it to you quick. Let's see here. Pistol Pete says I'm liking the Lock thin grip aluminum or thin gridlock aluminum grips. I like their palm swell too, but the thin feels more like a 1911. Yeah, it does. I just prefer the palm swells personally. Brian is saying, Big J, have the tariffs changed the automotive world much yet? Have you been affected negatively by them in your business? Yeah, we've been hit with some of them, mostly for product or for material. But yes, it has hit the automotive market. That's why a lot of them have employee pricing and stuff like that to try to cancel out the tariffs. A lot of people say, oh, I'm buying a Toyota truck or I'm buying a Ford truck. There's a lot of those things. There's a lot of the parts that are made in Canada, Mexico, things like that go on those trucks that are affected even by parts alone. But like I said, it is what it is right now. We all shall adapt. But, I think once they start evening tariffs for tariffs and it's a wash, or they cancel them because they've agreed to it, that's what they're hoping for. And I think it will happen. It's already happening, actually. So that should be a good thing. Make it kind of tit for tat, so to say. Thanks, Unit 4. I appreciate you, buddy. Have a good night. Just buy a Chevette, problem solved. Yeah. And Harry knows this, man, but I still want a freaking Daytona bad. Rolex Daytona. I would love to have one. But like he says, the face might be too small for me, but I'm really wanting to grab one. But man, they're so freaking high. I want a K5 Blazer. I want a Rolex Daytona. There's a bunch of shit I want. I just can't buy right now. Gotta save. Trigger Bar says I have the AXG frame from them with my Spectre comp on it. Basically a Legion, but Icarus bronze grip with the G10 panels. It looks great. Yeah, Icarus makes some good stuff, man. Vietnam, Japan, Taiwan, South Korea, India have come to the table with Trump. Yep. I had a Chevette when it was an SR in high school. Yeah, that's awesome. Pistol Pete saying, would anyone buy a SIG P320 right now? Hell no, I wouldn't. I mean, and if you want to buy one, you can get them cheap as shit, like $350 or $350 hairs. Yep. Harry's also say I can't even get an Explorer 2 or the Titanium Yachtmaster. They're insane on the gray market. Just can't do that. I agree with you. I agree with you. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to trade my other watches for it. I just want, I really want a Daytona. I'd love to have the Paul Newman Daytona, but of course that ain't going to happen. I ain't got that kind of money. If you hurry, they will throw in 2 or 3 skies to boot. uh, Godspeed says, I love my Glock 1919s. Yeah, I mean, hell, they work. Great guns, man. Harry Silster said that Tudor would look better on you, I think. Slightly bigger face. I agree. I agree with you, Harry. But man, it's like I'd buy that Tudor and I'd be like, ah. I mean, there is nothing wrong with a Tudor. They're great watches. And I'm not saying I still won't get one. I just want to get the right one. And it would be the white face for sure. Probably what I would get. I don't think I want the black face. But we shall see. But yeah, it's 7:55. We got 5 more minutes. Got 30 people in the chat, 32 people in the chat, 23 thumbs up. So y'all smash that thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. And then afterwards, I will try to find the link for the Apex, the Vendetta lubricant that I was talking about earlier. If y'all are interested in it, you can grab one. I don't make anything on it. I don't have a discount code yet. He might just give me one for y'all. If he does, that's cool. Huey7 says, Big J is a longtime CCW. Let's see here. What are your thoughts, experience on attorneys on retainer compared to something like CCW Safe? I'm just going to be honest with you. I have FLP, Firearms Legal Protection. It's not perfect. I don't think any of them are perfect. Attorneys on retainer does offer some really good stuff. But at the end of the day, I mean, I don't know. I haven't read, I'll just be honest with you, I have not read Firearms Legal Protection's application. I've read a lot of the other ones. Texas, I used to be with them way back in the day. I've read a lot of the contracts. I have not read the attorney's contract. I would probably definitely recommend reading that if you're going to sign up with them. But, I don't know. I mean, of course, you're dealing with insurance companies. That's what most of these are, except, the attorneys on retainer. But at the end of the day, who knows? I mean, I'm to the point now where it feels like my head's going to explode on some of that. Yeah, Black Bay. Yeah. I mean, Tudor makes some really nice watches, but I know that you've gone in and looked at them. So before I bought one, I would go in and look at them for sure and go through their kind of catalog, what they offered. Let's see here real quick. It said, Pistol Pete saying, when you go to the range, your first mag should be a mag dump. Oh, it will. Don't worry about that. Attorneys on retainer just made their policies better. That's cool. I haven't read them personally, so I don't know. I don't want to speak out of turn. Yeah, y'all get them, man. I appreciate y'all. Get them, Trigger Bar and Ranger. I appreciate y'all very much. Harry's saying, I don't trust any of these CCW insurance companies. I've still got one, but I think my industry presence would help. Man, I mean, Texas has really good protection against, defending yourself. But if I were in another state, which I do a lot of traveling, you never know. But the states I do travel in, I would think they would have really good against self-defense, but, you never know. So I don't know. It's really hard to go through the muck, so to say. Grab a drink of water. Have to move to the orange cup. My wife got me now I got 2 or 3 of these orange ones. Country to country? Or you meaning state to state? Yeah. Country to country, yeah. That's a big one there. I have 2A attorney who represents former SF guys. That's really good. That's cool. Oh yeah, I gotta have a big old cup. County to county, I gotcha. Yeah, especially in your area. Well, hell, if I went to Dallas or Houston, I'd probably get roasted. So I feel you there, Harry. Yeah, it is a big cup. It's a 40 ouncer. Got me a 40 ouncer of water. Gotta stay hydrated. But yeah, it's 7:59, so we'll get ready to shut this down. But if y'all have any questions or comments, even after the chat, please leave it. I'll be glad to help y'all any way that I can, or opinions. You know, my opinion, again, is an opinion. That's all it is. It's my opinion. Um, I got hit with a couple of questions like, oh, you don't need a dot. You know, why are you shooting a dot? I've gotten a couple of those questions here recently. And I'm like, you know, and then this one person was saying, oh, you don't need a dot. You just need to shoot irons, blah, 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 blah. I mean, they don't know my vision. They don't know any of that stuff. And if I can have any slight improvement with a dot and it helps me, I'm going to shoot a dot. If it works, irons work for you, shoot your irons. I will never tell anybody what to do. I'm just telling people that, in my opinion, dots are way faster and way more accurate for me than irons are. So that's why I shoot dots. Pistol Pete says you can tell how much we've changed by the size of the fountain drinks. A big gulp isn't even a big gulp anymore. Oh yeah, no, that's true. Hello, Redbird. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Thank you, Pranic. I appreciate you so much. But it is 8:01. We will shut this bad boy down. I appreciate y'all as always. Y'all are the one that makes this happen. And as we are saying now, you know, if you haven't reached out to someone that you haven't spoken with in a while, please do. You know, reach out, let them know you're thinking about them. You've got them on your mind, things like that. Want to check in on them because you never know what people are going through nowadays. And they really might enjoy hearing from you. So, but I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all have a wonderful night. And remember, our nation's a very weak nation. So we all got to carry on. Y'all take care, everyone. Have a great night.